Yes.
39 Adventurers Wanted! Yay! Not even halfway.
I long for death.
I am Chris. I will be your DM for the next hour and the hour after that if you choose to stick with us. Hello. We are playing Dungeons & Dragons for the next hour. We are also telling a continuous story. That means you are entering the story at hour 39. Don't worry, we will catch you up on what's going on so you won't be completely in the dark. However, if you have any questions throughout about what's going on, please feel free, shout out, ask questions. We're quite okay with that, as this is not strictly a relaxed performance, because there will be loud sound effects during the show. Wilhelm. Yeah, he's there. However, we do have the same principles as a relaxed performance. There's a relaxed attitude to sound and noise from the audience for the benefit of those who would struggle to maybe still and silent for an hour. The lighting will also stay exactly the same as it is now. And if you need to take a break for any reason, please exit through the doors that you entered. There is a little foyer space out there, and Sweet staff will be able to help you. They wear Sweet branded T-shirts. To get back in, you may need one of them to key fob you in, as the doors do lock behind you, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. If you need help in the room, our stage manager Nemo is right there. That's Nemo. Catch their eye, say hi, wave, and they will help you if you need anything in the room. So, what's happening? We're playing Dungeons & Dragons, baby! Yay! For those who don't know what that means, the four people to my left and right play characters in a shared universe. And I play the rest of the shared universe. So everyone they encounter, all the people they talk to, all of the horrible monsters they fight, that's all me. To make sure that I don't abuse the awesome amount of rules-based power I have because of that, we use 20-sided dice to add a sense of randomness to encounters. So a 1 is particularly bad, a 20 is particularly good. Please feel free to boo or cheer, depending on how you feel about the character that rolls it. So, what's happened over the last 38 hours? Well, I'll try and do this quickly. We are in the country of Deriland. Deriland had an awful cataclysm happen 5 years ago when an ancient elder god broke through, tore through reality, and left a wake of destruction behind it, and then buggered off again. It left a cult behind it that was overseeing the lands and forced and enslaved all the remainder of the people to work in mines to uncover a horrible ore that appears to have magical properties, including explosive properties. Yay!
Yay!
Corrupting properties, yay! And weird mystical timey-wimey stuff, yay! They have managed to free themselves from the cult, and in doing so have managed to free most of the lands and have been trying to uncover more about this ore. A research department set up by the human sorcerer allies they made very early on has been in the process of trying to work out what it does. The party recently broke into the town hall where the ore was being kept and found it was being experimented with on humans.
Yay!
Creating horrible hybrid human zombie things, which the party dealt with some of. The ore itself is still there. There is some outside that had been brought back and was being ready to be taken in, but the party have just revealed what was happening inside the town hall, and the sorcerer who was in charge of research and development and was presumably doing these experiments has disappeared. And that is where we rejoin the action. Two of you were in the group that dealt with the stuff inside the town hall, and you have left said town hall and presumably are telling some of the high-ups in the rebellion, the organisation known as the Council, about what happened.
Yes.
Fire away!
I think Fatchy would go up to...
We didn't introduce your characters.
No.
God, I leapt into that. I'm so sorry. Let's introduce all the characters first. My apologies. I jumped the gun. Starting on my right. Tom.
Hello, I am Tom. I am playing Evan, who is a she/her, and is a paladin Aasimar. Now, if you don't know what an Aasimar is, it's something like a sort of a demi-angel, a sort of low-ranking angel of some description. And Evan only really spontaneously appeared very recently, sent down by her deity to carry out a task and free some of the people that had been corrupted by this ore. However, having completed that task, she remained here and is not sure why. So she feels that her god clearly has other plans for her, and she's going to find out what they are.
Tom, we've just described how more people are corrupted by the ore. You put two and two together.
I know.
Yeah.
To see that. So.
Well, in a moment, you can have an in-game moment where you recognise that, and then we can have the Good. Awesome, good, like it. Jamie.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I'll be playing Barksby, the Furbog Druid. Furbog being a half-bovine person that is very tall. Druid being nature-based magic. And he has spent the last few minutes monkeying around and returning things to the natural order of nature.
Yeah, and it's a he, him pronouns,
He,
right?
him, yes.
Thank you, and she, her for even.
Hi, I'm Bex. I use she, her pronouns. My character is Thatchy Moon. They're an orc ranger and they use they, them pronouns. And they've had a bit of a day.
Dealing with the undead, absolutely.
Yeah.
And hello, who are you?
Hiya, I am Louise. I am playing Faith. I am playing a sorcerer.
Excellent.
With she, her pronouns. I've been dumped into this world. Not quite sure what's going on, which may or may not be a reflection of what I know. So we'll see how that plays out.
See how that plays out. Don't worry, Fran. We are here for you. You are part of the story.
Yeah.
Back into it. So the two of you were part of the group that dealt with the undead inside the town hall and are now stepping out of there and confronting some of the town elders with the information. Feel free to dive in as you see fit.
Thatchy is likely to go up to Kesh, who
Leader of the orcs.
Yeah, so who they know obviously is leader of the orcs,
Yep.
and present the notes as well to all the other sort of kind of important people who they probably have met over the last day, and just say, Alf, I think we need to find them. I don't think he can be trusted, and I want to present all the notes to him as well.
Nils, the head of the sorcerers, with you in tow as one of his acolytes, steps forward and goes, "Let me see those notes." And it's over. Oh, no. All right, this is not good. This is not good at all. It appears he has discovered the corrupting nature of the ore on himself, as well as on other. Were there any bodies inside?
Yes, several. They have
Okay.
been dealt with as appropriate.
Next to him, Ilassi, the head of the Elven Rangers, is looking on, and there's a very definite sense of, like, just, so you magic users screwed it up again kind of vibe to her. Certainly,
Maybe mean against the magic users.
certainly around the area, there's a kind of stilled hush as people realise that more of their friends, lovers, compatriots, allies have been brutally murdered in this rather nasty adventure we've written.
Barksy will be at this point will exit the town hall and go, Who was in charge of this bloody sorcerer?
He is one of my acolytes.
Do you permit this? This is a perversion
No.
of nature.
No, I do not permit this, not at all. This is horrible and wrong. Where in these notes does he say where he is if he's not inside the town hall?
He says he's looking for the source.
The source?
Elder god blood, something like that. Some perversion of nature. Do not approve of any of this.
I could not tell you from the top of my head what the source of all this is. It comes from under the ground. People around are sort of talking in hushed tones. Evan, what are you doing?
At the mention of the source and of Elder God blood,
Yep.
I probably just reappear.
Hello.
Just going to. Did somebody say Elder God blood?
Yes.
Oh, hello again. Sorry, I was busy for
Oh,
a period
yes.
of approximately 2 hours.
Ah,
ago.
you angel man, angel woman.
You were helping get the ore off the car.
Yes, that's what I was doing. Well, I am. My purpose to me seems clear, and it is to do with the corruption that this ore is clearly carrying out on more than just the Tanaruk we have already encountered. If you're saying this comes from Elder God blood,
Correct. Now,
That's what it says in the notes, yeah.
But which god?
I presume the one who destroyed the lands 5 years ago. There was one that came down, left a trail of destruction and left us all enslaved and then left.
where did that trail start?
Well, there is... We don't know specifically. It's not like it left a card. From behind, the elven sorceress, who some of you have encountered, the elven wizard Wasatris, approaches from the back. Is it possible that he meant the source locally? The mine, perhaps?
Would he know of the mine?
I think if he has spent any time in town, he will know of the mine where everyone was enslaved, yes. The ore deposits down there are strong. Maybe he feels that would be something he could use. I do not understand fully what he wants to achieve.
Whatever it is not good.
this is not to be tangled with further, obviously.
Yes.
It may be
Also-
wise to move the ore from this location
Also,
to somewhere where he cannot find it.
might be poignant to point out the ore has a new property that we've seen.
What
It
is that?
Fizzles. And seems to corrupt when it fizzles. Not charged, but like we've been using as grenades. But
From behind, you just hear one of the dwarf barbarians shout out, "Aye, not anymore!" Slightly grumpy tone, like he was really enjoying it, and now realizes that maybe using fizzing grenades of awfulness is a bad idea.
and it seems to be melding with the skin as well, with whoever it's been applied to.
Wisatris stands still, and her eyes are slightly glazed over as she seems to be casting a spell of some description. It is of this world, but not. It is part of it, but also not part of it. It is somewhere outside of time.
But time has no meaning, remember?
I will go and speak to my husband. He is in the Oaken Bramble, the woods behind town. Maybe he and I can find a way of dealing with it. In the meantime, perhaps you should investigate the mines and see if you can find what this elf is doing, because maybe we can help, but whatever he is doing is a much more short-term concern.
Agreed.
This plane of existence is far more
Nilson's over to you,
complicated
Faith,
than I
and
thought it would be.
Sorry, say again?
This plane of existence is far more complicated than my god told me it would be.
Nils
Everything is complicated.
leans over to you, Faith, and goes, "Maybe you should go with them and try and instill a sense that we're not all bastards. Is that possible?"
I can try.
Right, good.
I'll
all
see,
right.
I'll see how well I do.
Okay. Wisatris is going off into the forest to try and get some more information there, but you are free to head up into and enter the mine if you so choose to.
Might we have a short rest?
Yes,
first?
please.
I mean, if you want to wait an hour between now and whatever Alf is planning, sure, I'm very happy for you to.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Hislop.
No, let's go.
Yes.
Yeah.
You head towards the mine. As you head up the hill, the mine was up in the hills, slightly outside of town. The path up to the mine looks pretty normal. It is now the evening, so you are now dealing with it also being a little bit dark. So I would like you all to make perception checks with disadvantage unless you have dark vision.
I think orcs have dark vision, don't they?
They do.
I don't think. Yeah, you don't.
Afraid not human.
Would be to technically be mountains?
Yes.
Oh, great. We're in my favourite terrain.
Correct.
I don't know what that means. Let me have
Roll
a look.
twice.
This is normal, isn't it?
Oh, great. Take. Is it the highest?
Perception.
Oh.
2. Unsurprisingly, Faith, as a bog standard human, you can't see shit in the dark, so it is dark.
Would
I
you
see
like some
nothing.
kind of torch, Faith?
Does anyone have a torch? I'm blind.
Do you have a weapon or shield?
I could try. I've got a little crossbow.
Well, I reach out and I can touch it and cast light on it, which then makes it into effectively like it now glows with light for 10 feet around you.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
So I do that.
Oh, thank you.
Your crossbow is now lit like a torch.
Yeah.
Well, as a ranger, in my favourite terrain, and with advantage, I rolled a 3 and a natural 1.
We use the dice
I
to
think
give
maybe
an
there's
element
some
of
very
randomness.
interesting trees or some moss that I have not encountered before that is taking up some of my attention.
Yeah.
You,
You
favour the
can
moss
stay
just a
close
bit
to
too
me.
Yeah,
and
I will
we'll,
stay-
We'll share.
Yeah, we will.
Cool.
I rolled a 14.
I rolled an 11. I gathered the moss that she's never seen before.
You're explaining the details
Yes.
of properties of the moss to me.
You are seeing most clearly, and as you head up towards the mine, you can see in the ground around you something that you have not noticed before, but others of your party have seen before, that around mines for the ore, you can see small lumps of it at the top of the ground, like the vein reaches all the way to the surface. And you are aware as well of the magical properties of this ore as you cast your light spell, and some of it starts to glow ominously.
Magic, no.
It seems that some of the ore is at the surface here.
And as you head toward the mouth of the mine, which gapes in front of you widely, you see on the ground there are corpses, more people that have also been affected by this ore in the way you saw inside the town hall. There are more bodies. Looks like they were trying to escape or get out of the mine, and they too have had ore either embedded into them. Presumably it's been ingested. Strapped to them, more experimentation visible on the outskirts of the mine.
Great.
Deriland's name.
Do you head inside?
Yes.
Yes.
Before we head in, I would turn to Faith, and Thatcher would say, "This ore does not act well with magic."
What do you mean?
Big pew! Lots of death!
I see. Right, yeah.
Someone yesterday was literally vaporized by an explosion on it, just so you're aware.
Just,
Okay.
in case you did not,
Right.
in case you were not told.
So, anyone like to make survival checks as you enter the mine? The tunnels expand in front of you, a warren around you.
14.
19.
13.
Faith, you with your 19 get a initial sense looking around that there are quite a few of these bodies around, but you can work out relatively easily which of these tunnels ahead of you they have come out of, and you can point out to your allies where the way to go is.
Looking at these bodies and where they're from, I think we should go to the left. Yeah?
Sure.
It's as good a plan as I've got.
Yeah. Right. We head that way then.
As you are heading slowly forward, you can see there are ore deposits in the wall around you. They're not, because there's recently been quite a few mines where there's been a lot of ore, it's not nowhere near as much as that. There are veins of it streaking through the wall, and you are aware of it around you. But at this point in time, it does not appear like it is going to ignite in any way, shape or form. However, quite a lot of the ore, as some of you noticed recently in the town hall, is fizzing slightly. Not active, not ready to blow, but a faint green around you in the walls as you go forward.
Careful. That means it's corrupting, and there's corrupted around.
Does that mean not touch it?
Well, unless you want to turn into monstrosity, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just thinking, like, we could pick it up and use it for grenades.
That's a very bad idea.
Yeah,
Oh.
we've covered this
I
very
feel-
recently.
I back
not
back- I back
not
it.
a good
I
idea.
back away a bit.
I mean, you're certainly welcome to. I will happily narrate a mine
Nope.
exploding.
No.
Half the planet is gone.
As you are stepping through this area, as you are stepping into this tunnel, and the light down here is dim, the only thing lighting your way being your glowing crossbow. And as your glowing crossbow passes down these corridors, some of the ore does briefly light up, as if it is ready to ignite, ready to explode, but as you pass by it quickly, calms down again as you go.
Do not linger, Faith.
Oh, come on then.
I'm
From
continuing to move at a good pace.
Could I try and track any more recent prints from Alf or anything?
Please do.
Is that survival?
It is.
Okay.
You're in the mountains.
Oh, excellent. Ooh, I don't think I'll get better than that, but let's try. Nope, I did not. 26.
In the ground, where there is still the occasional body as you pass by, you also note that there are footsteps in the ground, recent ones, recent tracking footsteps made. Looks like a humanoid man. It looks like there is a figure that has gone back and forth, but also horrible shambling steps of these creatures. It's clearly a well-travelled corridor in recent time. You're definitely heading in the right direction. Can everyone make a wisdom saving throw, please?
You all have +3.
Because he's a paladin. Sorry, she's a paladin.
Yes.
Is that on top of the
Yes.
usual?
Natural 20!
Excellent.
Oh, my first one of the day.
Faith,
13.
13.
21.
21.
+3 as well?
Plus 3 as well.
22.
Excellent. Faith, the only person who's affected by this is you.
Oh, great.
Oh.
In the back of your mind, you hear faint whispering. You turn around and it's almost like there's someone behind you. That's the sort of effect it has, but there's no one there.
Who's talking?
The whispering in your head, it's very, very low level and very quiet, and you sort of try and listen in and try and hear words, but they're very, very hard to deduce. What was the name of your parents, father or mother, whichever one you were closer to? Ilmadel. One of the whispers faintly says, mother's name? Ilmadel?
Yeah.
Says your mother's name, faintly.
Why is someone talking about my mum?
I do not know what you are talking about.
All right.
Coming from?
Your mother's voice faintly passes through your mind, telling you how proud of you she is.
This is weird.
What is
Don't you guys hear it?
Hear what?
I hear nothing.
We just hear you.
I hear my mum.
I hear dripping.
No, that's not my mum.
The cave is quite still.
Yes.
Are you?
Is this a sort of thing?
Oh, can we? Are you alright to continue?
The voices don't go away.
I can try.
Your mother is saying, again, she's being very positive, very proud of you and your achievements and your efforts, and that you've done a wonderful job and you should continue to do so, and that you've grown into the woman she always hoped you would become.
I mean, it sounds nice and good.
Well, that's
boy.
good. We will continue.
Okay.
You continue forward.
I might take this just to be safe,
Okay.
and I'm just going to hold the crossbow.
Sure,
and
sure.
in between us, just...
I give you a nod.
Yeah.
There is the paths you are going down are not. It's not one uniform tunnel. There are paths splitting off from it, and you have to keep checking the ground to make sure you're going the right direction. But with the survival check you made earlier, there's no problem for you to track down into the mine. As you go deeper and deeper into the roots of the earth, a path crossing in front of you. It enters on one side of the tunnel and then passes through and enters on the other. All three of you walk past, no issue at all. Faith, you swear you see a figure cross the path in front, going from the right to the left.
Who does it look like?
Roll a perception check.
Oh.
14.
14. What does your mother look like?
Mother was half elf, so I guess that would make me kind of quarter.
Yeah.
But yeah, looks like pretty much a normal
Classic
half
standard.
elf. Yeah.
Half elf.
Yeah.
She walks past and catches your eye and gestures for you to follow, and then passes into the tunnel to the left.
Did you guys just see that person who looks mysterious like my mum saying to go that way?
What does she look like?
Like my mum. Didn't you ever meet my mum?
No.
I've been in the woods. I've been in the woods for the past 5 years. I've not seen anyone.
I saw... Where did...
You look down the tunnel to the left if you like.
We can take a look.
Can I... Where did...
Off to the left.
Where did...
Yeah.
Can I have a look and see if there's any footprints or anything off to the left?
Sure, roll a survival check. Again with advantage. You're in your favourite terrain.
Yay. Non-natural 20.
There are no footprints.
Can I roll to see something about illusions, people seeing people who aren't there, whether that rings any bells for
An
me?
Arcana check, please.
Okay. 5.
There are spells that allow illusions to exist, but you don't know if this is how they normally manifest. It's not really your area of expertise.
There are no footprints that way. No one has passed here.
Hold on. I'll check. And I shapeshift into a bear, and I sniff.
Okay, roll a perception check with advantage with your keen senses.
Made up to 20.
How do you turn into a bear? How does your animal transformation work? 'Cause you're a druid, you can turn into animals.
Yeah. Again, it's my pouch of plant matter in the side. Wraps. Vines appear and wrap round and elongate, covering me, and then form a bear, and then fade off and wither.
Ah, lovely. Would you like to... what was the roll for the perception roll to go down the left corridor?
Pardon?
The perception roll down the left corridor, what was that?
Made up to 20.
Made up to 20. As you look down that corridor and smell down it, you don't smell anything alive. The smell of dead bodies is quite pervasive, because this whole mine is full of these corpses that have been abused. But you do note down that corridor there's a very faint, strange tang that you can't quite put your finger on. Can all three of you roll another wisdom saving throw, please?
Non-natural 20.
10.
21.
The two of you are feeling much the same. Evan, as you look down this corridor to the left, you are an Aasimar. You were literally brought into existence to fulfill this purpose, is that correct?
As far as she knows, yes.
But you have no memories of before this point?
No.
Okay. Who brought you into existence?
The god Deriland.
Can you describe Deriland to me, please?
Physically? Or how I understand it?
How you understand it?
Deriland is obsessed with balance and justice, and so takes a very a sort of rather, it's called like a golden energy radiating from a being of unclear form, gender, species, but it gives off a sense of kindness and fundamentally justice. So, however that would manifest in appearance.
What you get down this corridor to the left as you look down it is that golden light you described, glowing around various corners as if it's just out of reach, but it is unquestionably Deriland's energy down that corridor.
Oh, we may be in luck.
Why?
Oh, you're a bear.
I point at the energy.
Yes?
Do I see it?
No.
There isn't anything.
I see nothing.
I look upwards and say, "Is this only for me?"
How does Deriland's voice manifest? When you speak to Deriland?
Let's say sort of soft but reverberating, if you see what I mean.
I do.
Like speaking softly in a cathedral.
What you hear back when you ask that is, "Join me."
How?
Follow the light.
Are you calling me back?
No.
I must, well, I must. And I start walking towards the light.
Where?
You walk down the left-hand corridor.
Where are you going?
I'm being called by Deriland. I must. You may all.
Your mother's down that corridor as well.
Yeah, but she's long gone, and I know that.
True.
So I'm not particularly keen on going after her.
This is a world of ghosts and spirits. Your mother's voice in your head, no longer the faint whisper, now speaks to you and says, "Do come say hello."
I feel as if this path is not good, but if you are determined, we will be careful.
Can you two both roll perception checks, please?
This is a sight-based thing.
Yes.
Is that advantage?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness for that, because that was a natural one. That was a 2.
I did better.
You are freaked out!
Okay.
8.
The ore in the corridor that Evan is currently heading down, and Faith is sort of slowly starting to peer down, I'm not sure what she's doing with, has that fizzing quality, again, the corruptive quality around the edges of it.
I, as a bear, would like to run in front and start shoving them away from the fizzing.
Okay. It is all around you.
I am, again, going to shove them away from the fizzing.
Okay. The bear is getting in the way of you and your god.
What are you doing? Please, I must. I am not here to hurt you. I must simply. I try and move over you.
I'm going to try and grab him like a bear would grab its cub.
Okay.
Like by the armor. And drag him back. Her back, sorry.
She looks like a 60-ish-year-old woman. Like fit, but you know, she knows what she's doing.
I'm abusing the elderly is what I'm doing. Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to drag her.
Cool. Contested grapple, please.
That's athletics, right?
Athletics for you, but as a bear, so it's +5.
Yes. Oh no. 10.
Acrobatics or athletics to counter it if you want to.
If I want to.
Yes.
Well, of course, I don't want to, but she would want to.
This is the point of the game.
Hope you're all having fun. Well,
Oh no.
whichever I chose, I would have broken that, wouldn't I? So
Yeah.
let's. I mean, she would have gone with athletics because she is stronger than she is flexible. So.
But you push past the bear and continue down the corridor.
Yeah.
And whilst they're
Forcefully,
doing
but
that,
without hurting.
Yes.
I've made up my mind and I start quite firmly,
Yes.
quite determinedly,
Yes.
walking down the corridor as
Walk
well.
past the bear as well and continue.
Whilst they're almost like distracted, I'm like, that's where I'm headed now.
Lovely. Can the two of you make a perception, wisdom saving throws, please?
Oh shit.
You still have my +3, remember?
Oh yeah. 14.
It's always
14.
on, as long as I'm conscious.
24.
24.
I'm so wise, just really dumb.
Larkspy, you are a hermit. You don't live with people. It's just been you.
Regain the Wildfather.
Who's the Wildfather?
Sylvanas, the god of nature. And my plants, who are my children,
Yes.
and the animals, who are my friends. You're going to be really nasty now. I can see it in your face.
As you, in bear form still, try and push aside the paladin trying to push past you down the corridor, you hear the wind rustling through trees. You feel a sense of nature, of life, of this life-affirming, life-regenerating property of nature that you have sworn to uphold, protect, and defend. Down the corridor, almost like there's a gust pushing you in that direction, and maybe there's an area there that you can provide for and needs your assistance. Start going. Lovely. They are all now going down this corridor.
Great. I'm gonna follow them I'm gonna try and stealth because I'm still very sure that this is not correct and that this is very weird. I have still. I can't distinguish this. The light crossbow.
Yes, the light crossbow.
The light crossbow.
There's a light crossbow with light
and
spell cast on
with
it.
my other hand, I just have my short sword
Just ready.
ready.
Roll a stealth check.
Advantage? Secretary? Oh, nice try. Oh, 2.
You're not very stealthy, but what a surprise. Everyone's being a bit weird.
Yeah.
Lovely. As you all step forward, Claire, can we have something that's a bit more a sense of home?
That sounds really nice, but I'm sure it isn't.
Shit. This is a weird home.
Most of the music we have is very creepy. It will take a moment to get home.
Yeah, we'll just keep.
And
Faith.
I'll bring it home as quickly as I can.
As you step down the corridor, quite resolutely, quite preparedly, as you cross a step, you are no longer in this corridor. Can you describe to me the moment where you left home, presumably to go and train?
When did I go? When did I leave? So I was trained by my parents up
Yes.
to a certain extent, and then I was almost sent off to like magic school.
Yeah.
But it was like a magic like secondary school and like college and kind
Yeah,
of that.
there's a sorcerer's college on the mountain where
Yeah,
you
yeah,
train.
exactly. But it was like I was always like kicked out of. I was like, now you are going to train, whether you like it or not.
So there was a certain amount of you not wanting to leave home.
Exactly, yeah. But so I kind of resent my parents a bit for that. But at the same time, they gave me the start. So yeah.
So what was the moment when you left your home? What was the moment when you finally, that line was drawn? Was it an argument with your parents, a discussion about you needing to go and train further?
No, it was just the moment that I physically left, when the day that I left for school, at like age 15, 16, and then I was kind of packed off and said, you are now going to school. And from then on, life just revolved around magic and learning and that kind of discipline that comes with learning arcane magic.
The step you have just taken is the step across the threshold of your house, through the door. It is the moment of your departure. Your mother is inside the house, watching you go. Your father is outside, saddling up horses to ride to where you are going. You are literally stepping back into the point when you made this choice.
So it's like entirely perceivable. I can see everyone.
It is the same moment. You are again 15, 16.
I run back into my father's arms.
Your father is outside with the horses, so you should step out to him.
Yeah, I run around.
Make a... No, you're not trying to convince him of anything yet. He holds you close. We're quite a tactile family. He leans down. Of the two of your parents, he was always the one who understood your spirit a bit better. If you don't want to go, just say.
I do and I don't.
I'm very happy for you to stay. Your mother's right, you need to train further, but there are other ways.
But I want to learn.
Hugs a bit closer. All right. I'm very proud of you. You know that, don't you?
And then I let go and leave.
As in, back into the house, or ready to go onto the horses and ready to go?
So back to where I kind of came from.
Your mother is still inside the house, just watching as you go.
Yeah.
Are you going to be all right?
Yeah.
And with that, you manage to step forward, you join your father, and you saddle up the horses and you ride off to continue your path as it was already written. Evan! You are standing before Deriland. Obviously the physicality of this is a bit different because it was probably all less than normal standing around.
Yes.
But you are before Deriland. Deriland is imparting into you what you must do, what you must present, what you must be. Why did Deriland or you choose the form you currently inhabit?
Apparently, the world that I was to go and help would instinctively trust an older female, imparting apparently a perception of compassion, but also of wisdom.
So it was a form. It's not a form that you would naturally take. Maybe it is something that was given to you.
It was given to me.
Right. And Deriland's mission for you, obviously because of the way that you are manifested, it's vague, it is not specific. In what vague terms is your mission outlined?
Undo the work of corruption that is taking place. And as the key word with Deriland is purify. So use magic to purify. So corruption is of course the opposite of that. So this is the greatest thing we're always trying to undo in his name. So yeah.
Now, because of what you are and because of who you are, you know that every mission, every sending, every job you must do does come with a choice. Deriland never demands, they always ask. You have been asked, your mission has been laid out, your form, what you must do. You do not have to agree to it.
But I do.
You relive that moment and again choose the same path. Bugs.
Yes.
Can you describe to me where you spent most of your time when you were in your hermitage?
After leaving this tribe at a very young age, he took solace in a woods far to the south, a sort of temperate forest filled with a sort of natural fauna, but in the center there was a disease spreading, and he spent his time curing and taking care of the groves there.
The diseased center of this grove, there's an indentation in the ground, and inside that indentation is this horrible scabrous moss that you knew was part of a fungal infestation, something natural, something that you know is not necessarily evil, it is just doing what it does, which is spread and grow. So as part of your druidic work, you were hedging off, clearing it away, making sure it couldn't spread out, and soon it would run out of food and die. And you knew that. You knew it was a job that would take time. You were not looking to destroy, you were looking to inhibit.
Yes.
There, as part of your work, you can communicate with plants. You
Yes.
can speak to them. Did you try and speak to the moss you were trying to draw back?
Talk to everything.
Okay. How did you explain to the moss that it could not exist in this way?
You are part of the Wildfather's natural course, but everything else must be given a choice as well to live, and you inhibit that. I can't allow that, not when there are so many of my friends, so many of my now family in the area, and you are part of my family, but you're going to have to stay here. You can't go any further. I'm sorry.
The moss imparts back, non-verbally, obviously, the need to exist. It has a purpose, it must fulfill that purpose. You are telling it that its purpose harms others, and it doesn't want to do that, but it knows no other way to exist, to function. You could allow it to exist in a different form, move it instead of destroying it. In the past, you destroyed it. Do you still do so?
After all my years, no. I find a new way. I come back and deliver it dead parts of plants. Instead, feeding it there so it doesn't spread. And eventually growing plants that would outgrow its spread around it, so it would have food, but also not spread to the rest of the forest.
So instead of destroying it, you instead find a way to make it exist in harmony.
Yes.
So you change your path.
Yes. Shit.
Because you're the only one who chose to change his path, that now is what happened.
Uh-oh.
If you think it makes any changes to character or to anything within, we will have to discuss and work that one out. Please consider at this point that, for now, as far as you are aware, the past has changed. As you watch, the three of them appear to blink, no longer quite be... They seem almost out of phase. They seem to be almost shifting within themselves, like they are almost fading away into nothingness and fading back again. And as they do so, you see parts of them change. Hair color changes, eyes change, clothes change. As you watch this happen, the ore in the walls around is fizzing and concentrating around all four of you, and as you watch the fizzing energy of the ore, the green that is there stops fizzing. It becomes clearer, colder, almost crystalline. And as it does so, you hear what would almost be a sort of faint, sonorous tone. And as that tone fades away, That all ceases. All three are back. Barksby looks subtly but different.
Mhm.
And the fizzing has stopped. You are all now back where you were. Effectively, you have no memory of what just happened, apart from where it would have changed the past.
Barksby would be slightly different, and some of the fungus would actually be on his armour, as he's taken it with him but separated from his plant matter.
Excellent, thank you.
What? You all stopped.
Did we?
There
Pardon?
was.
No, we were walking.
What are you talking about?
We walked.
Can I roll an intelligence check?
Oh, wait a
to see
minute.
if-
Wait a minute, I'm still a bear.
Because everyone else has been affected by this, and I haven't.
Correct.
So I think Thatchy would think it was them, and maybe they were
Roll an intelligence check. I'll
not
allow
saying
it.
something. I mean, I didn't want to do this, but they would. Oh no! I definitely think it's me.
There we go. Narrate that.
Oh, just. I think I felt a bit funny.
You alright? That's alright.
Yes, yeah. Maybe you should have
I'll
this
ta-
back.
I'll take this back now.
Yes. Oh, okay. And I put my
Why
short sword
did
away.
you draw your sword?
I don't know what came over me. That's very strange.
Onwards?
Yeah. With the tracks were that. You wanted to go this way.
Yeah.
The tracks were that way.
Did we?
I have
wanna
not
go this
found
way?
anything here. I
Yes,
think we
you-
should
you
explore
led-
those. Yes,
Maybe-
you're right, but we
Sure.
did not. There is nothing here. You are correct. Where were these tracks?
Back. Up.
Okay, yeah, we'll follow.
Did they lead you here?
No.
Why have you become a bear?
He's been a bear the whole time. You head back to the path where there are tracks, and you can again follow this track down. Continue your way. As you walk down the track, the ore is still fizzing slightly around you. And as you head further down up ahead, you can hear sound echoing down this corridor. Faint voices, shrieks, magical thrums. What would you like to do?
That is an excellent idea. Yes, I think we all should stealth.
I would like to sniff up ahead, see if there's
Absolutely.
the smell of sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's easy. 14.
14. What you can smell up ahead is the tang of metal, the strange smell of this ore and the stone and rock around you, and also angry, smelly, living
Pheromones and that,
creatures.
You said there was some kind of magical sounds. Can I
Yeah.
kind of try and...
Make an Arcana check.
Yeah. 19.
19. You don't know, but up ahead you get a very definite sense of powerful magic. The kind of magic that you could use to do unspeakable things, and there is a horrible dark overtone to it that you feel in the pit of your stomach. You know as a sorcerer that up ahead something unholy is happening. And with that, we're going to have to end this hour of Adventures Wanted. I am so sorry. All glory is fleeting, as is time. So, we're playing one more hour today. If you fancy joining us, you can go outside and buy more tickets. Please do if you liked it. The Sweet Box office at the front will have tickets available to watch and to play. With Faith, I don't know your real name. Louise. With Louise on my far left and Jamie on my far right, bought player tickets for the last hour, which you are welcome to join us and play along. Please do spread the word about the show on Twitter, Facebook, face-to-face with other people. We're on Twitter at Adventurous250, where Nemo has been live tweeting this entire last hour and all the hours before. So if you want to catch up on the story in more detail, you can find that all on Twitter. It is also all on twitch.tv through that webcam up there. So those will also be on YouTube at some point. You will be able to catch up with the story and watch all of this as we are live streaming. Hello, Twitch stream. If you've been watching live on Twitch, thank you so much for joining us. As well, there is a donate button on our website. Do please pop a quid in there if you can, as everyone who's in the room has paid for their ticket. Much appreciated. Now, if you'd like to join us at the table with the player tickets, we are aware that there is a certain stereotype of the D&D player, which I know I fully embody. So we want to introduce this hobby to as wide a range of people as possible. We have a Patreon where you can patronise us if you so choose to do so. We do free play events, work on making games more accessible in London, Brighton and in Edinburgh. So do join us for that and help us if you can. Now, before we go, there are 4 lovely people here who have given us this hour of their time. I'd like to give them a chance to plug anything else that they do personally, that they're working on at the Fringe or elsewhere. Louise, kick us off.
Nothing particularly, just thanks for the game.
Oh, very nice. Thank you. Bex.
I am an Edinburgh native. I live here the other 11 months of the year and give up my wonderful city for you guys. And I always promote going and seeing Scottish acts. They're in their home turf and they're giving up all this space for you guys to come and enjoy. What? They are. Rude. Anyway, group I'm going to promote now is good friends of mine, the Loud Poets, who do, this is their 5th year in the Fringe. They do a poetry show, but it's also this year it's a poetry game show and it's really fun. We went and saw it the other day, it was great. And that's at 9:30 at the Scottish Storytelling Centre today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday they're off, and then again in the next week. So they're really good, I would recommend.
Tomo.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like if history was different? If you are a D&D fan, you may be interested in alternate history. I'm just visiting the Fringe as a punter, but as a day job I publish alternate history fiction via my publisher Sea Lion Press. We answer questions such as, what if the UK had voted to remain in 2016? What if Hitler had won the war? What if the Stuarts had kept the British throne? All these wonderful what ifs and many other more unpleasant ones than those as well. So yes, if you like alternate history, have a look at sealionpress.co.uk, please, and see if you want to buy a book.
I'm not promoting myself, but some of my friends are putting on Dolls of New Albion at the Sweet Grass Market venue in the Apex Hotel. It is their last run tonight. It's been getting great reviews, and it will be at 5:20. Please go along and support them.
Thank you, very kind. I'm also promoting that the book festival is happening next week. I don't officially work on it, but I think it's very important that it is there. Rose McGowan is giving a talk about her book Brave, and it's a very important topic for the entertainment industry at the moment, talking about how women are treated, and do support her online or go and see her give talks. It is very important we all stand up for the issue. Anyway, enough of that. Thank you very much for joining us. It is much appreciated. Do come back if you can, and thank you for your patronage. Now go away.
Thank you. Can't spell D&D without Chris.
How?
Oh, I'm so
Massive
glad I made
migraine.
I knew, I was like, you have a plan for me. I need to make every single one of these.
You are correct.
The first Chris Hislop hour I see you DMing, just psychological torture.
Of course, of course.
3 rolls.